$2 million in 1 hour from buying a commercial note from a bank. That is powerful, you guys. I believe that's a record. I don't know of anybody else that has students that are making this type of money. And what I'm here to show you is the power of buying notes, which again is the most powerful real estate investment strategy in the world. And it's been around the longest. Again, this is how banks get rich. I had talked about getting some larger graphics so that you guys could see my KPIs, okay? And my KPIs on the bottom, I'm going to show this to you. I'll show you the KPIs also, so I come a little early. The key performance indicators. What these are, these graphs, these charts, I have 15 deals. 15 deals right along the bottom here, okay? This white area, you can't see it, okay? Let me make sure I get my hands right. You can't see those 15 deals. I've broken those 15 deals down into 8 different categories, 8 different slices of this house, so that we can look at, me and my students can look at the profits, how to increase our profits and eliminate risk when we invest our money into real estate. It's very powerful. So let me just try to bring this in real close to you. The first KPI is total profit. Total profit. And you'll see the one that skyrockets to the top. That's my student Ron that made $1.2 million. Now at the far end is a wholesaler, fix and flipper, and a landlord. And on the far end, the high end, that's note buying. That's note buying. That's the profits from buying a note. Next KPI is total investment. Okay, and all you're seeing is charts from different deals of what my students have invested into real estate to make the profits that we have achieved, me and my students. Okay, that's the total amount we invested. These are the analytics, the data. And again, my favorite one, which I've been working with you guys on, is return on investment. Return on the investment. Again, if you look to the high side with the graph, the highest graph, that's my student Holly. My student Holly, that's a 4,444% return on her investment that you see all the way to the top. And then to the far end where there's hardly any graphs, that is a wholesaler, that is a fix and flip, and a landlord on that far end as far as comparing return on investment and showing you the proof and the facts about, again, investing in notes. The tallest one is 4,444%. That's my student Holly. She bought a note from a bank for $9,000 and made $400,000 of profit. My students are making some of the most money per deal in the United States, bar none. Again, I'm talking about the KPIs. I went and made larger copies to try to show this to you guys. These KPIs are included in my course, which I'm going to talk about. Next, the time to get investment back. When you invest your money, you need to know and project how long it's going to take to get your money back. That's a key statistic, a key indicator of if you should do the deal or not. Okay? When you invest your money, when do you expect to get that money back? And again, yesterday I talked about this. When I invest my money at 14%, okay, I want to get my money back in 86 months. Okay? And how do I know these things? Again, because I've tracked the data. I've studied. Okay? We've done our research. And to give you a little bit more details here, if you invest your money at 25%, no matter how much money it is, whether it's $1,000, $100, $1, $1 million, $10 million if you're buying in Dubai, if you invest your money at 14%, it will give you a return. Your money will come back in 86 months. If you invest your money at 25%, it will come back in 48 months. If you invest your money at a 30% return on its investment, no matter how much money you invest, if you invested at 30%, you get a 30% return. It's going to take you 40 months to get that amount of money back. I've done the research. I've studied it. I know this for a fact. This is the intelligence that I'm bringing to my training and my course that I want you guys to see. Okay, if you invest your money at 54%, investing $10,000 of my own money to buy a note from a bank, and I knew that I wanted a 54% return. I also knew that if I was getting a 54% return on my investment, that I would get my investment back, my $10,000, in 22 months. Can you guys hear the high intelligence, the financial intelligence, and the education that I'm going to be transferring to you when you become one of my students? And this is one-on-one training that I will give you. Next, the profit margin percentage. The profit margin percentage. How much of the deal is actually your profit? And again, the highest returns are from my students. That highest graph is from my students, again, that are buying notes. And this one here, the highest one is 92%. That was Ron's deal. Ron was the student that made the 1.2 million. He invested $110,000 to make the 1.2 million. So you can see that he had 92% of that deal was profit. Woo, analytics, I love them. Does the deal have any equity? Do you have any equity in the property, which is important? Again, I'm talking about key performance indicators, things that determine whenever you invest your money, will it be a deal? When you invest in real estate, you look at these statistics, and the statistics will tell you if you have a deal. Most people, what do? They guess. They have no way of analyzing. They're using no logic. They're just using emotion. And then they wonder why they lose money. They're basing it off feelings. They're basing their investment decisions. They're basing their money that they put into the market on feelings. Feelings. Sure way to lose your money, ladies and gentlemen. And you need somebody like me to tell you the honest truth. Whenever you take your money and you place it in someone else's hands, and you don't send them through a process like I'm going through right now, you might as well kiss that money goodbye. Why would you put your money, your hard-earned money, into someone else's hands that's not sending you through this process so that they can show you how they evaluate their investment decisions using your money? Doesn't make any sense to me. I never, ever give anybody my money so they can invest it for me. I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I've invested in my education. I have some smarts. I know how to go out, and I know how to find real estate deals, and I know how to make money. Why do I let someone else take my money and invest it for me? I invest my own money and keep all of the profits. I'm in control of my money. I make the decisions, whether to keep it in there, take it out, sell it. It's my choice. What are we buying for on the dollar? What are we buying real estate for on the dollar? And if you look, you see the bank. That's the note end. If you look to the left, that's the real estate end. Look at how much the fix and flipper, look how much the wholesaler, look how much the landlord are paying on the dollar to own real estate. That's in white. And if you look at the far end, yesterday I talked about buying a note from the bank for $10,000. I bought that note for 25 cents on the dollar. So I'll look to the far end of the bank and I'll just tell you these numbers because you guys can't see them. My students are buying notes for 18 cents on the dollar, 34 cents on the dollar, 47 cents on the dollar. Holly bought a note for 2 cents on the dollar, 9 cents on the dollar, 45 cents on the dollar, and 13 cents on the dollar. Multiplying and increasing our money. I talked about this yesterday. As an investor, your job is to multiply, increase, grow your money. That's what an investor does. They take their money, they invest, and they want to see it multiply. I've measured the statistics, the numbers on my students' deals and my deals also, and look at there. Look at the multiples of money. The 44 times multiple was Holly. Holly bought a note for $9,000. She made $400,000. She multiplied her money 44 times as an investment. That's incredible, ladies and gentlemen. Buying notes from banks. And if you look to the far end, the wholesalers, the landlord, and the flippers are not even on the charts. They don't multiply their money as much as notes does. Again, this is why I call it the most valuable, the most profitable real estate system. The number one way for building wealth in real estate, bar none, is notes. While I transition to my next thing, you guys, I want you to grab your calculator. I want you to grab your calculator. You notice I put $1 million in that calculator first. I started that this morning. I said, hey, I'm going to remind my students, everybody watching, to get their calculator and get it ready, because that is how I'm going to teach you to invest in real estate, by you putting the numbers in the calculator, so that you can do it for yourself. You can see it, go back to these trainings, re-listen to what I'm saying, and work the numbers so that you have a model to work for yourself. So grab your calculator, put $1 million in there, and just let it sit. Give me a second while I transition to my next thing, because what I want to show you now is a comparison. I want to show you a comparison between a fix and flip deal in comparison to what my student Holly did on her deal. Now, I showed you all the KPIs. Now what I've done is I've put them in an order so that you can see what all that means. Let's take a look. Comparison, a rehabber versus notes. The rehabber makes $35,000 in profit. They invest $115,000. Their return on investment, 30.4%. Time, 60 to 90 days. Their profit margin is 23%. The equity is profits. We don't have to worry about that. But they're paying 76 cents on the dollar. Okay? Let me just do one thing. That's a rehabber. That's a person that takes this property, they buy it, they fix it, they flip it, they sell it with a realtor, they stage it, just like HGTV, which the predominant amount of people are doing in real estate. Now let's talk about buying the paper. buying the note, buying the financing. Let's look at the profits. Again, same comparison. Holly made $400,000 on one deal. These are the KPIs. She invested $9,000. Her return on investment, 4,444%. She did that in 9 months. The amount of profit, her profit margin is 70.1%. Again, there was $170,000 of equity in that property. She paid 2 cents on the dollar for that note. That's amazing. Now, I'm going to compare Holly's deal to Ron's deal. Again, Ron made $1.2 million in 1 hour buying notes. Holly made $400,000 in 9 months. So what is the comparison? You know, if I was to ask you guys, which one, if you had a choice, would you choose? You obviously would tell me, hey, Terry, I'll take both of them. I'll take Ron's $1.2 million. That's a lot of money. I'll even take Holly's $400,000. Man, that's simply amazing. And again, how did these guys do this, you guys? How did they do this? I taught them how to invest in notes. My training. Holly paid $25,000 for her education. She went to a seminar. The seminar told them, hey, look, if you pay us $25,000, we have this fantastic, great guy, great personality, coolest guy in the world named Terry Bontemps that will come to your town and teach you for 3 days how to do real estate. That's what Holly did. Ron actually went to the bank to buy his commercial note. He walked into the bank and said, hey, I want to buy this property over here. The bank says we can't sell it. We can't sell it because we don't own it. And you know what he was doing? He was like, wow, what do you mean? What do you mean? So the bank told him, hey, we will sell you the note. So what does Ron do? Ron says, man, I ain't got no idea what notes are. So he gets on the internet. He starts surfing YouTube videos, and guess who he finds? He finds some great guy with a great personality, great smile, been involved in real estate for 40 years, been teaching people for 19 years. He's got 320 videos on YouTube. His name is Terry Bontemps. And guess what? He puts his phone number out. It's 916-470-3869. Hey, this is Terry. How can I help you? Yeah, you got a bank that wants to sell you the note, huh? All right, you want to go in and buy the note on Tuesday? Today is Friday, and you want a training? Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll charge you $700 for a Saturday and Sunday. I'll train you to you're blue in the face and you get tired, and that's what we'll do. So I trained Ron for 2 days. He goes into the bank on Tuesday. The bank was owed $850,000 for a note. The property was worth $1.3 million. The bank was owed $850,000. The bank was asking $300,000 for the note. My student Ron offered $110,000. Gave him the cash. Bam. Closed the deal. 1 hour. Made $1.2 million. So let's look at the data. Let's compare each side of the coin. How does, excuse me, getting excited. How does the numbers look? How does the numbers look for both deals? All right, let's take Ron's $1.2 million profit. Invested $110,000. His return on investment, 1,090%. His return on investment's a little lower than Holly's, but he closed the deal in 1 hour. Holly took 9 months. Ron's profit margin is 923%. Wow, he's got 1.2 million in equity. That's still profits, and he bought it for 9 cents on the dollar, a note from a bank. How about Holly? She made $400,000 of profit. She invested $9,000. Her return on investment's 4,444%. She did that in 9 months. Her profit margin is 70.1%. She left $170,000 in the deal. She flipped that and wholesaled it. pay 2 cents on the dollar, you guys. Powerful. Houses, rehabbers. Oh, and I wasn't finished. There's one more. Multiplied their money. Let's see how much Ron multiplied his money, and let's see how much Holly multiplied her money. Her investment. Ron, again, multiplied his investment 10 times. Holly increased her investment 44 times. That means she made 44 times the money she invested. Ron made 10 times the money he invested. Ron invested $110,000, made 1.2. That's a 10 times multiple. Holly invested $9,000, made $400,000. That's a 44 times multiple. That's how you invest in real estate. It's how you multiply your money and increase your money, profits, and wealth. Give me 1 second while I get back to my main page. All right, again, that was kind of what I couldn't do yesterday because the pictures was a little bit too small. I've asked you guys to get your calculators so that I can teach you. A lot of times you guys are on seminars, webinars, and you're sitting there. You're like this, you're sitting there, and the person is just talking, and you're dazing off. And after so many times of hearing so much stuff, even when you read and there's so much stuff, page after page, you don't really absorb it. You don't soak it up. But what I'm learning is that if I have you guys participate, again, I ask you to put in your calculator $1 million. Put that in your calculator. That's your worth. That is the amount of money that you will have in your bank account. That's a millionaire status. I talked about how COVID is going to be the biggest financial opportunity for real estate investors to build wealth and profit from for the next 5 years. So if you're watching me right now and you're hearing me give this presentation, it's an opportunity right now because everybody's at home. The economy's opening up. I know that. But the economy is going to take some time to get caught up. The damage has been done by this COVID pandemic. You have landlords, that are taking a hit because they can't evict and tenants are not paying. How do I know that? Because I have a tenant that has not paid me since March of 2020. By the time I evict, she may be in there for 1 year without paying rent. I have expenses, I have upkeep, I have property taxes, and if that money was what I used to live on, it has created major problems financially for landlords. So who is your customer right now? That's your customer. That's who you should be marketing to. That's who you should be trying to get a hold to see if they've got some real estate that they want to sell, keep, or give away. And if they're in foreclosure, they may have a note that you can buy from the bank to produce the type of results that I'm showing you with my students. Similar results to Holly and Ron. If you're sitting there right now, I'm giving you the exact blueprint for how you can profit and make money during COVID and for the next 5 years to set your family up for life. It's up to you to decide if you want to do it. Again, there's homeowners that cannot make their mortgage payments. They're on a forbearance plan because their job has been furloughed. Their job is never coming back. They don't have the money to make the mortgage payment. COVID caused that. I talk about the 6 Ds. That's death, debt, divorce, and distress. Because of COVID, it is causing people to have financial anxiety. Death. People are dying because of COVID. In their passing, there is real estate. A family member may inherit this real estate that lives in North Carolina. The property's in California. It's cluttered. The family member just wants to get rid of it quick, and they will sell it at a discount. That is your customer. There are people that are divorcing. Too much time together. COVID caused us to stay at home, to stay safe. They realized they got together and it was too much turmoil, not enough space, too much debt. COVID caused divorces. They have a property, they have a house. They decided to split up. They're never coming back again. She's going south, he's going north. They're never coming back to this house again. This is your customer, your client. Why? Because you may have a solution to help them solve this problem. Because if they don't solve it, and they don't get it taken care of, they both will have a foreclosure on their credit report. You have solutions. You have answers. This is your client. What do you want to do? Save it, keep it, sell it, give it away, or if it's in foreclosure, we will try to buy the note. Distress. There's all kinds of distress caused by COVID. Okay? Death, debt, divorce, and distress will allow you to buy this at a discount so that you guys can make some dollars. Okay? There are people that just give their house away. I had a lady give me 2 houses on one lot. Her husband had passed away. She didn't want the houses. She was going to give them back to the bank. I asked her for those houses. Can I have them? She said yes. $2,100 a month is what I'm making on those 2 houses. I'll never sell them. Right now they're worth $400,000. I don't owe any banks any money on any of my real estate, and especially on that property. So I got $2,100 a month coming in a month that someone gave me because they didn't want the house. There are people out there, ladies and gentlemen, that will give their houses away. You just have to know how to ask, and they will give them to you. Okay? How do I know all of this, you guys? I got 2 foreclosures on my credit report. And if you could have gave me a solution, I would have given to you. I'm going to show you guys how to find a partner, a money partner, and you're going to split your deals with that money partner 50-50. You've got the knowledge, you've got the smarts, you've got the know-how to find great real estate deals. Okay? Your money partner is going to put up the money, and you're going to split it 50-50. If you haven't seen The Banker movie, okay, The Banker movie with Bernard Garrett and Samuel Jackson and Neil Long, it's an Apple product. You need to watch it. That's the best real estate movie I have ever seen in my whole life. In that movie, they flip a package of loans for $189,000 profit on a flip. Incredible movie. I've watched HGTV shows. This Banker movie is the best, bar none. Bernard Garrett is a hungry real estate investor just like you. He reminds me of me when I was coming up. I wanted to be great. I wanted to be a great real estate investor so I can take care of my family financially. Bernard Garrett started out as a shoe shine boy. He would shine the shoes of the rich businessmen that had money, they had wealth, and they had real estate. He would go home writing notes on what he learned. As he grew up, he wanted to be a mogul. He wanted to be a property owner. He wanted to be rich. He wanted to be wealthy, and you can see from day one, that was his determination. He went and stayed with his in-laws for a few days. The in-laws said, hey, I can get you a job at Boeing so that you can have a job. He says, nope. I'm going to be a property owner. I'm going to be a real estate investor. I'm going to be a mogul. So the movie takes you through his journey. And it reminds me of exactly what I did. And it reminds me of me because there was notes involved. And I'm in the note business and dealt with banks. The banker. Bankruptcy. Bank foreclosure millionaire. I love the banking side. I'm also going to show you how to flip notes with no money, no credit. How to flip a note with no money, no credit. Wholesaling notes. See, y'all think you need money. Y'all think you need money to do this business. If you have some money, that helps. You need knowledge, you guys. You need knowledge. So today, I need you to get your calculator. Please read that. I need you guys to get your calculator so I can teach you and show you how to make money, how to invest and build wealth. Today, I am going to teach you how you will learn how to make money and be an investor if you just use your calculator like I'm showing you. Remember yesterday I talked about ROI? You must remember that. So your profit divided by your investment equals ROI, the return on your investment. Again, please, you guys, get this if you want to be an investor. Profit divided by investment equals ROI. Today, I'm not going to go over the formula much. I'm just going to say it. Y'all got to do it. Again, what's today all about? How to buy notes from banks without using your own cash or credit. And if you got cash and credit, that makes it nice. The bank's going to want cash. Could be your cash, could be someone else's cash, but they want cash. Yesterday we talked about a property, okay, where I bought the note. We're looking at the second. That's what I'm looking at buying. There's a $35,000 second for 20 years. The monthly payment is $454.42. $454.42. The owner's not making the payments. Okay? They're going to borrow $35,000. They're going to pay back $74,000 in interest. That's well over $108,000. That's the loan that they signed up for to put on their property. Now, the reasons the interest rate is high is because this person probably had some credit challenges. So the bank, in order to secure themselves, put a high interest rate on it. But guess what? That interest rate didn't matter to that owner. They wanted the money. So they borrowed the money. Now, when they pay it back, they'll pay back $109,000. Here's another way of looking at it. Try to make it simple for you guys. They borrowed $35,000, 14.75. Over 240 months, they're going to make payments of $454.42. That's the original. This is what we're looking at. This is what the bank is selling because this owner is not making their payments. This is what it is now. They're owed $40,000 to the bank because they weren't making payments. They're 17 payments behind. They owe $7,725.14. They stopped making payments for 17 months. They're behind $7,724.14. Now the bank could have foreclosed, started the foreclosure, but they didn't. The reason why I don't want to go into a lot of details because it can get a little bit of this, a little bit of that, cause us to get off track. But the bank has decided they want to sell it. So what happens? Terry Bontemps, because I'm in the business of buying these loans from banks. I buy these loans from banks so I can make a profit. The loan I just showed you, I'll buy it so I can make a profit. In that process, I can help that homeowner keep their home. I've been helping homeowners all across the United States keep their homes. I've helped homeowners in Arizona, California, Nevada. I've helped homeowners in Florida, Illinois, and New York keep their homes because I bought their loan from the bank. The bank was selling it, I buy it. Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, banks sell their loans. Your loan has probably been sold on your house if you own your house. So I'm not doing nothing you probably don't know of. What I am doing, though, is doing something that very few people do. I've learned how to do this. I've been doing this for 19 years. I started teaching in 2001 others how they can make money with real estate buying notes like I do. I'm a leading authority in this space. My niche, what I'm really good at is buying second loans from banks. I can remember back years ago, a few of these gurus out here that are teaching notes, back then, it's saying it's dangerous to buy second notes. You'd be out of your mind to buy second notes. I just kept cashing my checks. And then they finally caught on. Oh yeah, seconds are great. Seconds are great. Let me tell you this, you guys. If you're trying to do this on your own, I'm going to try to talk you out of it. The reason why is there's a lot of places to go wrong with notes. The note business is like this Rubik's Cube. You turn it, you twist it, you see all kinds of different things. There's a lot of things in play with notes, and you got to be able to laser in and focus on the big picture, and that's something that I've done. I've mastered this note business, so no matter how many different ways I look at it, no matter how many different colors I see, I can always bring it back to here because of my experience, because of my training. One wrong deal gone bad, and you will wish that you would have had an expert like me teach you the business. And there's many ways. I showed you guys the 11 steps yesterday. In any place in that process, you could lose your money. And if you're using other people's money to do these deals, you could lose their money. And that's not a good place to be. So I want to buy that second mortgage. What's it worth to me? I said, you know what, Terry? I'll spend $10,000. Look at me talking to myself. You know what, Terry? Yeah, Terry. What do you want, Terry? I'm going to spend $10,000. Oh, I'm going to spend $10,000 to buy that from the bank. Why? Why did I pick $10,000? I picked $10,000 because if I can get that owner to make the payments of $454.42, remember, they weren't making them. They had missed 17. But if I can get them paying again, because I got a great personality, I love talking to people, I believe I can get that person to make the payments. They may not be able to make all the payment, but maybe they can make some of the payment. Let's say they can't make $454.42. What if they can make $300? What if they can make $300? Okay? I should do this. I should do this. All right, here we go, you guys. Get that calculator. $300. Their payment is $454.42, right? $300. Put that in your calculator. We're going to calculate the ROI if they pay $300 a month. So take your $300, you're going to multiply it by 12, right? Because that's going to give you your annual profit. So multiply by 12. That's going to give you $3,600 a month. I'm sorry, a year. So if I bought that for 10 grand, I would get $3,600 in 1 year. 3 years, I'll have my money back. Okay? Now, I want to decide what my ROI is. So what I want to do is divide it by the 10,000 that I invested. Divide it by 10,000, and like I told you guys yesterday, you got to move the decimal place 2 places to the right, or you got to multiply it by 100. I would get a 36% ROI if I did that deal and if I got that owner to make the payments. How many of you will make a 36% return on your money? So even if I got them to modify the loan to go from $454.42 to $300 a month, I still would make 36%, but I didn't look at it that way initially. My first initial reaction was, I want 54. When I put my money out in the market, no matter how much money it is, I wanted 54% ROI for me. So what did I do, you guys? Here's what my numbers look like. I bought it for $10,000. My interest rate, if I could have got them to pay $454.42, would be 54%. Let's do the math. Let's run the numbers. What do you got to do when you run numbers? You need this thing. It's smart. It will make you money. Keep you from losing money also. So my payment, $454.42. Bam. Multiplied by 12. Come on, you guys are getting this now. Now you're starting to understand financial education. They don't teach this in school. $54.53.04. That's my yearly. That's what I get if that person makes $454.42 a year. $5,453.04. Now, what do? Divide it by your investment. That's how you get your ROI. So we're going to divide it by $10,000. And again, you guys, you got to multiply it by 100 or move it 2 places to the right. You do that. See if you get the same thing that I get. Oh, shoot, I did the wrong one. Boom. Got too excited. Still too excited. 0.42 times 12 divided by 10,000 equals times 100. My return, just like I showed you on the paper, 54%. That's how you build wealth. That's why note buying is the most powerful real estate wealth building system in the world. I'm the bank. I don't do any maintenance. I don't do any repairs. I don't fix no toilets. I don't paint. I don't go to Home Depot when I'm the bank. Think about it. You own your house. Does the bank do any of those things? Does the bank paint, fix your toilets? Does the bank do repairs? Does the bank do any maintenance on your property? No, that's your responsibility. The bank, all they want you to do is what? Send that monthly payment to them. Send that monthly payment. That's all they do. Here's what you guys are saying to me. I can hear you. I know what you're saying. See, I hear you guys. You know why? Because I was the same way. I was the same way. I know what you're saying. Terry, I don't have no money. I don't have no money, credit, or experience. When will you get the money? There's a reason you don't have the money. It's because you don't know how to have your money work for you. You don't know how to have your money working hard for you at night while you're asleep. You're used to getting up, going to the job, punching a clock, getting a check, and then that check is gone by the time you get it. Paycheck to paycheck. Year after year after year after year after year after year, working for a paycheck. I'm not talking down to you, but you're working hard for the money. You got to learn how to make your money work hard for you. I put $10,000 to get $454.42 a month. Every first of the month, I get a check. I don't work for that money. That money comes to me month after month after month, and then I get my investment of $10,000 back, and it just keeps on working and working and working. Passive income. But Terry, you don't understand. I don't have no money to invest in real estate. You just don't understand. Not laughing at you, laughing with you. Terry, I don't have $10,000 to buy notes so I can invest in real estate. Money. See, you're worried about money. You don't need money. You don't need money, you guys. If you don't have any, that qualifies you. Because see, if you can't make money without money, you ain't gonna be able to make money with money. People think that money makes the deal. Look at that. Money just sits there. It ain't moving. It ain't doing ain't nothing. The money doesn't make the deal, y'all. This. Your thinking, your education, your knowledge, your experience is what makes the money. The money's just a tool.
To Success Academy. It's the #1 leading training and development organization for new speakers, coaches, and authors to help them understand this whole digital marketing and social media space. So I invite you to check out the information on socialmediasuccessacademy.com to learn more and set up a call with me so that we...
It's amazing even if you can get through it. But to ensure that you do get through it, it's incorporated with hands-on training. There's a group training. I work with you directly. In addition, you have access to the site 24 hours a day. The site is filled with quizzes, questions, and you get to put your own answers because it's up to you to determine where you want to go. In addition to that, we provide books, interactive books, thinking about and talking about mindset. We give you audio programs, video programs, and it's all determined by what you want. So in order to get the most out of the program, just go to changethebrain.net and let us help you get the rewards that you really deserve.